Examine host, CHHOG and Pastor Curt Kennedy joins us live today. Indie Tribe releases Holy Smoke with No Big Deal and John Keith. J. Cole, the off-season. Was it trash? That's not even a debate, dude.
Please.
that was, you could tell that was like an old thought. I should have updated that. Now it's blasphemy.
No, I didn't say that.
No more masks. Twitter premium subscription. Apple and Chinese servers. Buckle up.
To the death, fighting till I take my last breath, till there's nothing left, till this flesh, till this past tense, got up on the fence, henceforth this intense. I was lost, now a friend, now a force with the pen for the love.
Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Marrio Esco Live. Soy through host with the most and the Holy Ghost. Is that gonna be my thing now?
That's
no,
nasty.
That's trash. No, okay.
The most.
And I got my brother alongside me, my good friend and brother Gil Vargas.
What up, mi gente?
Good,
what up?
Shout out to our listeners. GH3 Radio, 520 Radio, God's Music Radio, Street Church Music Radio, Redeem Project Radio, Go Ye Radio, YouTube, what's good, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, The Unashamed Audience, what's up, Godify, what's good, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Podbean, we love all y'all.
Yeah.
Check out D2Lproductions.com, new merch available there. Still got the 848 collection there. Tattoos, some new designs, new sweaters, hats. Go check it out. Join the email list. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out Me Live Picks on Spotify. We update that weekly, depending on, it's all built off of the featured tracks, if they're available on Spotify, obviously. Let's see. Hotline, be sure to hit us up at 774-243-0385. Leave a prayer request, say what's up, leave a review, say what's up. It's just there for us to build, and I might open the lines in a little bit. Share the show, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Cool. Recap, last episode. Episode 147, Maximum Overdrive. It feels like these episodes are getting further and further apart, no?
What do you mean?
Like it felt like forever for this.
I think it's just because it's picking up.
Or maybe it's because we're doing multiple things behind this. I think it's because of that. There's a lot of things
not only
going
that,
on.
but it's picking up, So
we talked about Indie Tribe on the move, J. Cole, the off-season documentary, new DMX album Exodus announced. Talk about the Golden Globes canceled. McDonald's to promote vaccine information on coffee cups. This is like a movement now. Let me see. The Colonial Gas Line pipeline hack situation that happened there. I haven't heard any updates. I know for a while.
All of a sudden, it's not even talked about anymore.
I know. It's like
it's just forgot.
Yo, these hackers just come in, do their thing. Oh, cool.
It's almost like
take notes.
They were going to raise the prices anyway, and they just wanted a quick reason on why they're raising the prices. Facts. So let's just tell them something got hacked. All right, they got the hack, guys. All right, don't say any more.
And our featured music was Indie Tribe, Outside, No Big Deal, and Mowgli the Iceberg. Scribe Music, The Other Side, featuring Zay Hill. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, man, I'm just excited about this guest.
Yeah.
Let me give the proper introduction.
Long time wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call him a spitter. It says Christian rapper there. I'm just going to say the spitter. We get these hand claps.
Is that big THE?
The author. The pastor. Some know him as Voice. Some know him as the frustrated Christian. Cross-Examine podcast host, the OG himself, Curt Kennedy, is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Curt, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the hand claps are going. There's a whole audience behind y'all. Everybody's standing up right now. Yeah. They're hooting and hollering right now, brother.
What's up?
What's good, bro? It's an honor to have you on the show with us, brother.
Hey, man, good to be here, man. Appreciate what you brothers are doing, man. That's what's up.
Hey, likewise too, man. I actually was doing. It was the timing was perfect, man. Because I'll talk about why I reached out to you. Besides being a fan of your podcast as well, I am a faithful listener of your podcast along with Strack. Cross-Examine. Be sure to check that out. It's a dope podcast these brothers have over there as well.
Super dope.
But besides that, man, I came across the interview that you did recently on what was it, Saint Life podcast with Wayne Cooley.
Yeah, that's the Lanes, that's the Vince.
Bro, man, and when just it gave me a whole different perspective. Not that I even had like a fixed perspective at all. Like I always knew the things that you spoke about in the interview you were always about, because you always been consistent with the same message throughout your whole, even as a rapper. Like you always been talking about social justice and all these things, man. You always been like, for a long time now, you've been talking about this stuff. But this gave me like, just, I don't know, man. It was just the way you were conveying it. I was able to hear your heart, the way you expressed it, and I'm looking forward to it. This was part one, correct? There's more parts to this?
Yeah, it's 2 more parts. It's 3 parts.
Dope. And they're all gonna be about an hour long or an hour and a half long, or?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, they all about an hour and a half.
Dope. So I'm excited to hear.
A lot.
Yeah, it was so, dude. It was so much. Like I'm taking note, bro. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it. Where is it? Bro, I'm taking notes, brother. Like I'm going through your interview. I'm writing down notes. I'm like, man, this brother talk about conservative justice and liberal justice. You know, it's not biblical. I'm like, man, he got these perspectives that you have about you defending a position. You know, like not that you defend a position, you defend the truth. And I love how you said that. And you even said, yo, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, Vody, there's darkness in your position. Was that correct?
100%.
100%.
Yo, can you break down just a little bit, just touch up a little bit on that thought process and where this all stems from? Because you have a very unique perspective within the circles that we're involved with. So I just want to know, like, where's that stemming from?
You talking about Vody in particular, or just the big picture, the ideology?
No, just like not fitting into a box. You know what I mean? Like just not defending like a particular position, but just standing on the truth of scripture.
Well, I think for me, man, a lot of it is, so there's biblical, personal, and political kind of perspective, right? So from the biblical side, I feel like, Romans 3, 10 through 20, like all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, right? So that means that everyone has darkness. There's because I on that episode with Vince or Wayne, I said myself, there's darkness in my position, like we're not all infallible here. But so I said that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and therefore I can recognize that from both sides of the aisle. I can recognize that of people who are on the quote unquote left, or we'll call them the woke and the anti-woke for the sake of this conversation, right? But then also like a verse like Ephesians 5:11, right? Expose the deeds of darkness. That's one of the main verses they got. So if all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and there's a command to don't participate in the fruitless works, but expose the deeds of darkness, then I'm obligated to say that wherever I see darkness, I gotta expose it. Right. So from a biblical perspective, that's kind of why I'm like, man, I can't fit in your camp neatly, because I think the best place to be is where I'm at. And I think Jesus would have been exposing the darkness wherever he saw it. I don't think he was on anybody's side but God's side. Right. I think too, personally, so I'm from the streets. I know what it's like to be a gangster. And when I was in the streets, we wasn't thinking about no white privilege and no white supremacy, nothing. We was thinking about this is how we get down and we're going to get it. When I was shooting guns and snatching people out of cars, and I wasn't thinking about white people at all. So I understand how that is. But I've also been around, right after Katrina hit, I was asked to come down to New Orleans. And I spoke for 5 years, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, and 12. I went down there 5 years in a row and spoke to kids in high schools all over New Orleans. I mean, it was, and I saw kids, in tears.
Was this ministry work you were doing, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
A guy who had seen me do a concert in Orlando connected with me and asked me what I consider coming down to New Orleans and speaking in schools. And I said, yeah. And then we developed a friendship, and I did it for 5 years in a row. And brother, I was in the hood of hoods. And I saw these kids, man. I saw black people there who hated the crime that they were around, that wanted a way out, that couldn't just be like, oh, okay, let me just work hard and get out. Like, it wasn't that simple. And these were kids, man, that the perspective that, oh, these kids are just victims and don't have solid work ethic. Nah, that wasn't the case. These kids grieved over the very crime stats that are used against them. And so I've been both the gangster and then also seeing the kids who live in the gangster neighborhoods that went out. On the other side, I've been around white people, man. When I got out of prison, out of the system, my buddy had brought me, we played ball together in high school. I was going to this mega church. It was predominantly white mega church. And I was discipled. I learned Reformed theology from these folks. I was discipled. I grew a lot around them. I became a pastor because of being discipled by them. Like, I loved them. I was around predominantly white evangelicals for a number of years. I mean, I was getting invited. I mean, I was the first one to rap at John Piper's church in 2006. Like I'm saying, the Lord used that to open the doors. They didn't know who Reformed. They didn't know what Reformed theology was, Reformed rap was. They never heard of Shaolin or Lecrae, none of them. So I was around these people for years. And so I've seen the good in them, but I've also seen the arrogance, the wickedness, the self-righteousness, the sinful judgment of a lot of white conservative Christians, right? So for me, I've seen the good and the bad on both sides. So I can't join your team. I see all of it. And so when I articulate my position, I articulate from a standpoint of what I call staying balanced. And balance is not neutral. Neutral means you have no position. Balance means you're aware and are able to speak to each position. And that's just kind of where I come from.
That's super dope, man. And I love how you're not only coming with this perspective just because of feelings or experience or anything like that. Like, when you push back and they push back, like people push back with scripture, bro, the way you move is like you just backhand them with scripture. Like, I don't see other people pushing back the way you do and still knowing the word so well the way you do. It's refreshing to me. You know what I'm saying? When I hear you, like, Gil, share about your perspective that you don't even know about when he was talking about the school system.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was something that's like, man, these are things.
Like when you brought up regarding like segregation, and even though that was a win, but just the presentation of it and the way they went about it was actually still bad. And I never thought of it like that, because I was, you only think of the win, like, everything was separate, and now we can have equal education. Now black folk are able to come
restrictions.
But then when you broke it down, you were like, but they picked only a handful. And they introduced them into the white schools. It wasn't like they traded students, like, all right, we're going to take some white students, put them over here, and we'll take some black students, put them over here, take some black teachers, put them over here, and some white teachers and put them over here. And I'm like, yo, that's true. Why did they only take a handful and just, there you go, fine. It made it look different. Like, now it's not a win. Now it's like, all right, fine. This is what you want. Here, have some.
And that's the narrative.
And it takes away the positivity of it. It's like, dang, that's foul still.
Yeah, that's it. But that's the narrative of American racial history, is to give black people what we call equality, but give it to us at a level in which it looks like, hey, we're everything is good now. But the reality is, these things are implemented terribly. Like the Brown versus Board of Education, which you're referring to, it was a landmark decision, but the application of that decision is exactly how a lot of things happen when it comes to race relations. Like, okay, yeah, see, look what we did. We did this. Yeah, but you capped it and you made it so this couldn't happen and this couldn't happen. And so a lot of it is just, and it's not even, and what's sad today is, if you just are sharp on that level, they quick to call you a Marxist or critical social justice and all of that.
Yeah, you got to fit a box, right?
You got to, but you know what's interesting though? So I did a panel discussion with Vote. That was a panel conference with me, Voting, and Tim Brindle.
Which I can't wait to see.
And I don't know if they're going to, I hope they release it.
Was Tim refereeing or how?
No, Tim was one. It was, I mean, it wasn't a adversarial thing, but it was Tim and Vody had the same position. I was there on my own.
What I'm thinking, like, this is a Mortal Kombat fight.
Yeah.
Like Vody versus Curt.
He was with Vody. Vody, that's his man. So
okay, got you.
They were together offering the same position, right? And I was there. There were things I agree with, and then there were things I pushed back on. I was there to kind of push back. They brought me in to kind of push back on it. That was the point.
That was the whole point going in?
Because they knew that I'm more balanced. Okay. They knew that they didn't want to just have a one-sided, this is all. So they pushed me in that position for that purpose, right? So I start talking about that the church, one of the reasons why, the question was, what is social justice and what is biblical justice? And after Tim finished, I started answering why I think Christians are drawn to social justice. And I was saying that because of the complicity of the church in slavery, that Christians don't have the kind of training to know how to fight against justice or how to apply it, because the church was complicit and failed for 400 years to really demonstrate.
Wow.
That, right? Vody cuts me off and says, I'm going to interrupt you. He says, you are slandering the church.
Ooh.
And I mean, and this was like 25 minutes in. Like at this point, there was no moral cause against, nobody was calling nobody nothing. So he says, you're slandering the church.
Right there. How many people were in the building?
There was 400 or 500 people in the building.
Oh my God. Yo, what is going through your mind at this very moment, brother?
Was it like,
this is Curt?
Straight silence when
this is Vody Baca, bro. Like, Curt Kennedy, man. Like, go ahead. Tell me, what's going through your head at that very moment?
That means nothing to me, right? Like, I'm not intimidated at all.
You built for this. You built for this,
So I'm struggling now because now you've called me a slanderer. There's a couple things there. One, that's a moral issue. You just said I'm slandering, sinning against the church. You said it in front of 400 or 500 people.
That's crazy.
And most of these people are here to see you. Now, however I react, I can ruin this whole night. All of this is running through my head. And then I'm also thinking like, dang, am I slandering the church? Like, I'm a believer. I don't want to, I'm wrestling with all of this. And I don't got time to be like, all right, cut. Let's go. This is all happening right now, live, right? So Vody starts saying you're slandering the bride of Christ, and it is only where the church of the gospel of Jesus Christ has shown up that slavery has come to an end and all this stuff. So for you to sit here and say for 400 years that the church has done nothing about justice is absolutist language and all this stuff. And I said, so he said all that, and I said, amen. However, the church doesn't get a pat on the back for ending something it should have never participated in the first place. Right? So we're going back and forth like that, right? So he called me a slanderer. Right after that, I'm on the phone with KB, right? KB, I tell KB, he's asking me what happened, how'd it go? I'm telling KB everything that happened, right? KB gives me a quote from Charles Spurgeon. I want to read you this quote, my brother.
Go ahead.
Because I want to show you what I'm talking about how all this stuff is happening. Here's the quote. This is from Charles Spurgeon around 1860, right? Here's what he says. It is the church of Christ that keeps his brethren under bondage. If it were not for that church, the system of slavery would go back to the hell from which it sprung. But what does the slaveholder say when you tell him that to hold our fellow creatures in bondage is a sin and a damnable one, inconsistent with grace? He replies, I do not believe your slanders. Look at the bishop of so-and-so or the minister of such and such place. Is he not a good man? And does he not whine out, cursed be Canaan? Does he not quote Philemon and Onesimus? Does he not go and talk Bible and tell his slaves that they ought to feel grateful to being his slaves, for God Almighty made them on purpose so that they might enjoy the rare privilege of being cowhided by a Christian master? Don't tell me, he says, if the thing were wrong, it would not have the church on its side. And so Christ's free church, bought with his blood, must bear the shame of cursing Africa and keeping her sons in bondage. Right? Now think about what he says right here. He says, what does the person say when you say that there is inconsistent with grace? He says, I do not believe your slanders. That is exactly what Vody said to me 170 years later. You're slandering the bride of Christ. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff that even 170 years ago, Charles Spurgeon understood that this is wrong. And now to call the church's complicity into play, it says you're a slanderer. You're slandering the same exact word. So for me, brother, I feel like in situations like that, the Lord will vindicate me with the things that I'm saying and helping me see like, nah, that was accurate what I was bringing up. And while I understood what Vody was saying, I think it's a misrepresentation of reality.
We have a brother here, DJ Lawson Found, says, I got to check out Curt's views because I've struggled with Vody's views on social justice. Definitely, bro. Go check out Curt Kennedy. He also has, actually, check out the Wayne Cooley YouTube. I'll put a link up to. I'll share that, but also check out the Cross Examine podcast that he hosts with Stract as well. Super dope podcast, but that's what's up. Brother, man, I want to see the footage. I hope they have Timothy Brindle in the footage because I want to see his facial. Do you remember looking at Timothy Brindle at the moment? Like, I want to know what Timothy was doing when Vody pronounced slander against the church in that moment, man. He must have been like, I'm out of here.
Tim is on Vody's team, man. So Tim was probably agreeing with Vody. I couldn't see Tim, though, because I was in the middle. Tim was to my left, Vody was to my right.
Gotcha.
And you got Vody's talking to me.
And they put you in the middle?
Look on his face like he's my dad, bro. Telling me I just slandered. So I'm already dealing with just being a grown man. Like, man, who you talking to like that, fat? You know what I'm saying? I'm already dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I'm sitting here thinking I could ruin this whole event if I respond sinfully.
Oh man!
I mean, and also no matter what, this is their champ, right? That's the champ, right? This they, that's what they came to see. So yeah, I didn't even look at Tim, man. I don't know what Tim was thinking of doing.
Nah, but I love your perspective, man. I love that that you're a voice within the circles that we're in. Because I believe that pushback is necessary, man. We need to have it,
brother. But I need to. The way you're saying it, as far as being balanced, like I love that you're basically making a statement that it's okay to have the agreements that you have on certain areas and disagreements in other areas, and I found that refreshing because it's so consistent that you have to have a side. You got to choose this side or this side. You know what I mean? It's clear. And I love how you said that. Depending on what you choose, you might even be questioning your salvation, which I think is crazy. And then you were like, if me having a position or not having a side is being sinful, name the sin. And I'm like, think about facts. It. Name the sin.
Think about it,
Let's
though.
Play that game.
Think about it, though. All the stuff about, think of all the terms we use, right? Woke, social justice warrior, cultural Marxist, critical race. What sin is that?
Like, that's what boggled my mind. I'm like, that's a fact. You could say it's an unbiblical thought or it is unbiblical.
That's the problem with those categories and boxes, man.
For
that's
real.
That's the problem.
I never thought of it that way.
Because then you can make a general box over here, a general category, and then you could just pick and choose what fits in that category. Oh, that's sin, because that's wrong. But
by balance, let me make sure people understand what I mean. I do not bang with Black Lives Matter. Like, I don't support them. I do not stand with them. I do not bang with critical race theory. None of it. I'm not a proponent of none of it because I don't need that. When I talk about issues, I have the Bible, I have American history, I have biblical common sense, and I have stats and empirical data. I don't need to appeal. I don't need to talk about oppressor, oppressed. I don't even bang with that stuff, bro. But I also understand where it's coming from, though. I understand where it's coming from and why people are drawn to it. And also, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not woke, as they said. Now, those people on the right, on Vody's team, they would say I'm woke. And that's just because they think you woke if you don't agree with them in totality, and it just ain't gonna happen. Well, that's why you came out barely scathed. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you came out standing strong, brother. Like, because of that. And that's the thing. It's like you're not being divisive in any way. You're like you're not being a false teacher. You're not preaching heresy. You're not up there trying to lead people astray. You're actually causing people to think things through, biblically speaking. You're actually trying to pull people away from what culture has taught us and society 100%. Has taught us. And we have all these major blind spots that we're not able to see past. And I think it's because in the age of so much information, I think
the natural response of the people, so that way they don't lose it, is let's simplify and compartmentalize and categorize all these things. But it's not that simple. God don't work that way like that. That reminds me of
another great point that he brought up. And I love this because this is a time now where we're really focusing more on being more intentional with our building and reaching out to more people and really building with people.
Yeah.
And one of the points that you brought up was, it's like, it's crazy how we live in a day and age where you see people correcting each other on social media, yet they don't even know those people like that. Like, in a biblical standard, when you go to correct someone, because I understand that is a biblical concept. When you see somebody doing something wrong, you should correct them. Truth. But at the same time, if you just walking through the grocery store, you see somebody talking about something unbiblical, you are not going to just walk up to them and, excuse me, sir, but I disagree. And theologically, in Psalms 9, like, you're not going to do that.
What's up with the spirit fingers, though?
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm just over that. But in reality, like, that's how, you know why? Because when I read those comments of people correcting people, that's how I read it. I read them looking like that.
Yeah,
First of all, you need to understand. Like, that's how I read it, like corny. Yeah. Like, why you correcting me? I don't even know you, son.
Yeah.
And the fact that he pointed that out, it just made me think about that much more. Like, yo, I really don't know none of these people that come on.
And how many hours have you spent rebuking somebody you don't know?
Thinking about it, getting upset.
You don't know, man.
I can't believe
you can't sleep at night. You're like, I'm gonna get him with this verse tomorrow.
For real.
And you're like plotting and scheming the whole night. Like, how long do you waste your time with those
And he just
debates?
said that small nugget, like, yo, these people don't even know who you are. They don't know what you've done. They don't know conversations you've had. They don't know the research you've done. They don't know the communities that you're affecting.
Facts.
They don't know nothing. Just lumped you in from one tweet, one post, one comment, whatever, and now you're lumped into this like, oh, he's not hip. Oh, I can't believe you said that. He's heretical. Or, oh, he's a social justice warrior. Yeah. Clearly. Like, dag, bro. Like, how about you have a conversation, like a real conversation, and or ask me to elaborate.
Yeah. Facts. Well, that's what Facebook Pharisees don't gotta do that. So
that's the beauty about the newsletter format that you're doing on the Substack. You know, I love how, for those interested, I don't know, Lost and Found, I don't know if you're still with us, but he also has a weekly newsletter that he puts out expounding further on these. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? Like, what's the motive behind? Are you going to stay consistent with it? Is there? Are you just going to keep going with it as long as you can, or?
Yeah, man. So, like, you know how, as all of us, as you know, too, there are many facets to us. We're complex people. The Lord has made us and shaped us in a number of ways, and as creatives, we have a number of ways that we express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got podcasts, we got music, you got acting. You know what I'm saying? You got a number of different ways that we express ourselves. I do photography.
Facts.
You know, there's just a number of ways. And so for me, I felt like I needed a place to, because I can talk about this stuff all day. And when I talk about it, I'm a little bit more urban and stuff like that. But I needed a place to take the intellectual side, the facts-based side of myself, and let that come out. And when I write, I'm able to show the intellectual side of who I am, that you don't always pick up when I'm on a podcast. I'm joking around using slang. But you don't get to see, like, wow, this dude actually really thinks about this stuff. So for me, I'd heard about Substack through this philosopher that I listened to him. He's a guy that doesn't, I listen to people who don't like they're not on the left and that are non-Christians, because they just give that, they don't try to use the Bible and twist it and justify their positions. They just speak from a different angle. They're real academics. These guys are like professors at Harvard and Brown and all this stuff. So he had mentioned that he's writing for Substack, and I was like, what is that? And I Googled it and I saw, oh, this is like a platform that you can use. And I just like the way it's set up. And so I just started to write, man. And then people just started to, I just share them on my social media platforms, and people would just subscribe to them. And slowly, I just started a couple months ago, and it's been building. And so I write about these things just about every week. And so yeah, man, this is going to continue. This is an outlet. I'm also working on a book with a real justice, please stand up. And so that will have a lot of these thoughts and things really laid out in a form where it's not like You know, you can do a long chapter. Sometimes you write a post that's 4,500 words. People are like, man, that was long. Because, you know, you're reading it on a post on your phone or something. It's like, God, this one looks long on your phone, but that's because the screen is small. And then you get to
your destination, you're like, whoa, how'd I get here? No,
yeah, right,
don't
exactly.
do that. Don't do that.
So like, but I enjoy Substack, man. It's a good platform if you write, and people like your stuff, they can subscribe, and so you just build up a people who want to read what you're talking about. So my joint is curtkennedy.substack, SUB, the word stack.com.
Dope. That's what's up. That. So, listen, brother, man, it's an honor to have you on with us, bro. We need to get you on again. One of the main reasons, again, other than just being a fan, listening to your show, but one of your recent shows that you did, you started off with a track that you released called John Doe. Actually, it's unreleased, right? It's not out there yet. It's unreleased.
It'll be on the next album, Serial Killer Smiling Pictures.
Wow. So this is the exclusive listen here?
Yeah,
besides your podcast,
show, nobody else has heard it. Yeah,
fire. That's what's up. What's the name of the album that's gonna drop with it?
It's called Serial Killer Smiling Pictures.
And when is that gonna drop?
Probably in June. I was gonna drop it in May, but I feel like I want to do one or two more things, so I'm just gonna push it to June.
Serial Killers Smile in Pictures. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man!
That's gonna be crazy.
That's what's up. So can you give us a little intro?
They really do.
Can you give us a little intro to the track, man? First of all, I heard the track. I fell in love. I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? I looked for it online. I looked for it like crazy. I got desperate. I'm like, yo, I can't text him, man. That pride kicks in. You're like, I gotta text him, bro. I'm like, yo, Curt, where's this track? Yo, brother, I'm looking forward to the project. If you could just give us a quick intro of the track John Doe, what it's about, and also any links or anything else you want, the people to know where they can reach out to you and find your stuff.
Yeah, so John Doe is the first song on Serial Killer Smiling Pictures, the album. And it's really a song, like I wanted this out, as you alluded to earlier, my music is very deep, and I felt like I wanted to have a project where the people who follow what I do could listen to me spit in a way that's a little less like, okay, I need to listen to this 5 times to hear what he's saying, because it's so, I wanted to do something that was a little bit more fun and a little bit more bars oriented, which is my music is usually there's bars in it, but I'm usually a little bit more serious about what I'm coming across with. So I felt like on this project, I wanted to lighten up a little bit and kind of give people a different side where there's more punches, more bars. There's always going to be some depth. The title means something. So when you hear the album, you'll understand what it means, Serial Killer Smiling Pictures. But this song is sort of the first song on the album that introduces you to, this is stuff you can expect on the album. And I thought it was a good intro to just kind of let people know, okay, you always got to have your first song got to be tough.
Yeah, you got to bring it, man.
First song has to be tough.
Well, you chose wisely. You chose wisely.
That track is crazy.
Yeah,
and what's funny is that you said, I got to listen to this 5 times to try to pick out, what you're saying and whatnot. With this one, you got to listen to it 5 times because it's just fire, bro. It's just, you have to listen to it again. It has replay value, that's for sure. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is John Doe, Curt Kennedy. We love you. It's been a blessing, brother. Stay in touch for sure, bro. Grace and peace, brother. Here we go, John Doe.
Kennedy, I know what you're thinking. Another one? Your gift of love. Another music? Oh, your gift of love. We overwhelm them with content, baby. This one's different, though. This is different. Let's work, baby. Running through the trenches, I feel the drama invite me. Might be they don't like me, it's likely they wanna fight me. Crikey, crack hunter, may lightning strike me if I don't sun this beat like shining brightly. No wonder, block runners, a spot with a Glock's under. The block is hot, they Lil Wayne out, it's a hot summer. Got pain in my bars, but y'all look to stars like Abraham was with God and he told him to count the number. Is that real? A soldier in that field, the admiral, a crack deal. Shot at opponents, but I was Shaq Gill on the free throw line. But now I'm like crack kills, and many thought the opposite, hoping to get a rap deal. Welcome to the hope and the hopeless, as many blacks feel, when all aspirations are leading to Cadillac grills. And that's ill, they laugh still, the blacks kill. So I'm in the fight like Mike, dude from Catskill. Let's keep working for him. Uncontrollable hustlers, ambition, been spitting in premonitions. Now they starting to listen, we living like it's a sitcom. So tick bomb, TikTok, not the app, but the long arm of the clock. I'm watching that for the rock that's coming back. No media shower, stay on my job like some slacks. Come and see me, the hours are 24/7. What you live for? Adore heaven, I'm sure. Brethren, the Lord said he's looking for more reverence from all.
Carried me.
He carried me.
Where I'd never been before.
John Doe. He must increase, I must decrease.
Carried me.
I wanna be nobody, but that's crazy. Because I'm saying Curt Kennedy, right? You gotta know who I am so that you can know who I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Carried me.
John Doe. I'm nobody. He's everything.
Where I'd never been before.
He carried me. We bumping the DJ booth, baby.
You pick me up and
we coming in. We bumping the booth. We coming in. Let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. John Doe. So say goodnight to the bad guy like Magi Curt. I'm looking for truth that I prove. He's that guy. Jews attack. That's why they back by the arrogance. Same revelation I'm singing among Americans. Confusing when so many vegans beefing. I'm using the devil. I'm watching on many levels, but keep it moving. They rebels and wanna be like you and LV. They tell me they stuck in the middle like L's BLT. Lord help me love. BL's above. I see them, but they do not understand what I'm saying. Got me sounding like I'm Chewbacca. I just said this room on Jesus' roster. Curt, the lead pastor, the body is Jim Hoff, and the faint sounds in the background of ladies singing the opera. They plus size. The body, that's us guys. I'm kinda concerned. We've unlearned what some must guys and girls.
Synthesis.
Anyway. Back to thinking compete where they want you to ride the beat and make every syllable meet for they label your style complete. That's sweet. Me and the mic, we got a 30-year marriage, so I ain't having a son. I guess we had a miscarriage. We did what justice that is. Now they calling me woke good, cause sleeps to cousin to death. Now I spoke to the hood. I see a lot of dudes tunes rapping about the ghetto, but even your music lies, they calling it a falsetto. Curt stand tall like I'm all into stilettos. To the streets I had to let go like egos. Now I let go Bill. Let me chill for real. Serial killers they kill. The smiling pictures, but still I'm so ill. Like elementary school girls liking boys for real. Chill. Kennedy. He must increase. I must decrease. Welcome to Serial Killer Smiling Pictures. John Doe. Let's go.
You pick me up and
Super fire, man. Shout out to Curt Kennedy. For those just jumping in, he was just rocking with us. We have another Curt Kennedy track that I'm about to play in a few. And I got a little bonus one because that Aha Gazelle Oh Well is too fire, man.
Yeah.
Too fire. Although I can't front because as a rapper, I feel like he's talking to me. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean?
What you mean?
Why is it that rappers always feel like when somebody does a diss track, it's like, how prideful and arrogant are all of us rappers?
You know why? Because you itching to respond.
I'm like, is Joyner talking to me? No. How arrogant are you? And he clearly says this is a diss track against. It's like a specific diss track against that rap. Wait, he got to be talking to me.
Well, listen to his track. You think P Diddy's talking to me? I feel like he's talking to me, bro. I should respond.
Wait, is Janet talking to me and you're Sylvain? No.
I got 800 followers. I know he's talking about me, bro.
You probably think. No, all right, cool. Holy smoke! Is that how? Can we just transition right into it?
If you're gonna
holy smoke,
we have to commit now.
Yo, shout out to No Big Deal and John Keith.
Yeah, y'all dudes, man.
Shout out to Indie Tribe, man. Y'all are really making things exciting right now. Shot by Cinema Docs. Not only am I excited about how these artists are being super creative and, current with the feel, the vibe of the film, the music video, stuff like that.
That video is crazy too.
I also love how these cinematographers and film producers are coming out the woodworks and help. Yo, it's not just the artists that are climbing up, bro. It's the film producers that are coming behind the scenes too. You got Ryan Lamar with Bizzle, and we'll hold off on that. We're gonna play that. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer for that.
That's crazy.
But that, I don't know if it okay.
Making movie moves
I'm getting
now.
too hyped. See, CHH, man, you hyping me. Yo, y'all hyping me up. All right, let's take it slow.
Came out the
Indie
cut
Tribe.
too. It's just out of nowhere. It's
Indie
just
Tribe,
like,
Holy Smoke. You seen the video?
Yeah.
So, all right, give me your thoughts. Video, production.
Quality is crazy. It feels like a movie, but it kind of has like, it's like a multi-layered feel. So it has like a documentary feel with a series feel.
No. Indie Tribe. I'm talking about Holy Smoke.
Oh, my bad.
Hold off on the bizzle.
My bad. This video, Smoke. Yeah, it kind of had like a what's that movie? Sin City, like a comic theater like feel. I loved it. It was different. It was something I never seen before. It kind of had like a comic book feel, but it was, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I definitely love the direction that they're going because it makes you stop and play. Like if you're scrolling through, you're gonna stop and play that.
Right. It's showing you that there's noise and excitement and who are these people, and then you see, the teams forming, but then also shout out to y'all fans of Christian hip hop.
For real.
Shout out to all you supporters.
Because of them, they're the reason they're able to do these types of moves.
It's like, the body, right? If you think of the body, you need to have it's not the artist that makes this a movement. It's not the producer that makes it a movement. It's not the film producer that makes it a movie. It's not the fan. It's all of them together. You got no fans. You don't even got the genre.
Word. Yep.
You don't got no artists. You got no fans. You got no producer. You got no beat.
And honestly, you see what I'm saying? That was the biggest thing that
everybody play their role.
Was the issue, like as far as especially like the secular looking at us, that like you're not relevant because you don't got the fans. You can't say that now. Like it's starting to really take some serious strides, bro, where these dudes are now making moves that are not too far off from the standard of secular.
Right,
it's not too far off.
It's not too far. Although, okay, I did a tweet. And I know nobody be paying attention except for the podcasters, which, by the way, I see the numbers. So all the people hiding, I see you. No.
That wasn't creepy at all.
I see you. Yo, shout out to my podcasters. I love y'all. We go live, right? But I know you guys are probably driving, working. We got police officers. Shout out to the police officers out there on duty, doing their thing, sitting, waiting for that call. Hold up. Where am I? I'm lost. Shout out to them police officers that listen to the show. Shout out to the Christian hip hop artists that listen to the show. Shout out to, all you people that rock with us. That's dope. Anyway, what was my point? I got lost in my boasting.
I spilled coffee on my
Every time I boast, I get lost. The Lord is trying to teach me something. He's like, shut up. The last time you try to boast, the whole thing, the computer crashed. I was like, we're the best. It's like
the DJ Khaled sunglasses and everything.
It's like DJ Khaled. We the best. Right after he's like downloading his last project, and everything.
That's exactly what happened to him.
Album gone. All right, Indie Tribe, Holy Smoke. What was my point here? It's fire. I like the video. I like the track. Oh, this is my point. I did a tweet. I said, if you don't see something around these lines, if you don't see that there's been an evolution, you're gonna be left behind of hip hop and Christian hip hop. What I mean by that? I think you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean by that.
The music.
Do you remember the age? We've been kind of talking about this. The term mumble rap is a thing of the past.
It really is.
Anybody who's bringing up mumble rap now is like, yo, you're not following hip hop. Your ear is not to the street.
No.
Because it already done evolved. Those days with what's his name? The Phantom. Panda. What's his name, man? I can't believe I forgot his name. Came and went, right? Came and went. Like, yo, Designer was somebody that came in and started that. Start was part of that. Remember? Do you remember what was it? The battle, not the battle. It was the freestyle that they do, the XXL freestyle, and then there was like they made a meme of all the new age mumble rappers, and they put like some kind of hick music behind it. They were like, "These are my friends," and they like had them. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. Where did you see
friends?
this?
And they're like dancing around.
These are my friends.
It's like they did this meme thing making fun of them, and it was that age of the mumble rap. It was that wow, this one, that one, right? And then we talked about this last episode. I won't drag it out. Anyway, now, yo, I was talking crazy about the J. Cole thing, right? The J. Cole, like how, matter of fact, can I take this off? Let me take this off for now while we talk.
Well, pressure?
Well, actually, this inspired the convo. Let's keep it on. So, the J. Cole, right, when he dropped the interlude I listened to the interlude, and he was just carrying notes. He was spitting. It was dope. Obviously, quality, fire as far as quality. Like I can hear, okay, yes, you colored between the lines. Mm-hmm. An artist can pick up, you colored between the lines superbly. You have the technique to color between the lines. But it wasn't like a dope mural for me. Like it was like, oh,
it was all right.
Don't tell me you're gonna just color between the lines like that. Like I want you to bring it. Like I don't know. For me, the interlude, I got nervous. I was like, great, here we go. He's gonna try to do some new age stuff and not hit the mark. And then the project dropped, and I'm like, oh no, this dude brought it. Every track, man, this dude was like, oh, on another level, bro. I'm talking like the melodies, the notes. It was J. Cole spitting, just like how we said before. It's the new age. Like he's harnessing and he's embodying the spirit of a spitter. But he's also embodying the spirit of somebody who just wants to create a vibe on the track where he's doing melodies, he's doing harmonies, but he's not overreaching in R&B. He's not overreaching in areas he can't hit. He's not trying to be Mariah Carey.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But he's nailing what he's trying to convey musically and creatively. Artistically, tastefully. Some parts he's spitting, straight spitting. Some parts he's singing. And it's like, whoa, he just sang a note right there. But all of it is with bars. All of it.
Yeah.
Bars. It is like, they became like a triple threat. You're thinking that it's these categories. You know what people like Jonah Lucas and Jay, and I'm not trying to praise them, but I'm just saying it's good to look at the artistry and what they develop.
What you're bringing up is interesting because what made the mumble rappers famous wasn't the mumble; it was the vibe and the cadence,
the feeling. They brought the emotion.
Yeah, it was a cadence.
They brought the bop.
It was almost like a trance type of feel.
They got you.
Yeah. So after a while, it didn't really matter what they were saying.
It didn't matter.
If you read their lyrics, it was like I was eating some pudding.
It's just like whatever. It's just the fact that you
really eating some pudding.
Whatever.
You're like, what is he saying? It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
I'm eating it too.
I'm about to eat this pudding. Me too, bro.
I mean, think about it. We was rocking to a song that he was basically just saying one word the whole time. Panda.
Facts.
Panda. And everybody was like, yo, that song is crazy. He's saying one word pretty much the whole time.
If he came to me and he said, yo, bro, I got this track, Panda, I need you to do a film for me. You know what comes to my mind immediately? Him sitting in the car and it's just a panda.
I mean, obviously he said other stuff, but for the most part, bro, like it wasn't even a complex song. Like
giraffe. What? Where did giraffe come from?
All right, put it this way: he was in an interview where they asked him what was he saying, and he didn't know what he was saying, and they were like, "Yo, the fans are saying this is what you said," and he responded with, "Oh, I didn't know that's what I said."
Bro,
that's crazy. They got meaning out of it. That's
first
crazy.
Of all, designer straight up freestyled mumble.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Freestyled
that
mumble.
When an interview said, "Yes, this is what your fans."
16.
Your fans said, "This is what you actually said." He was shocked. He said, "Really? That's what they pulled out of it?" Damn, that's crazy because I didn't really say anything. That's dope, but they pulled that out.
What people like him, what they did was they introduced a different element of rap.
Yeah, he looked at his friends and said, "Watch how I get away with this."
No. You know what he was doing? He was trying to create the rap. That's what you do when you try to create the rap. You create the vibe. That's what he was doing.
The only thing is that
the only thing is he didn't put the words in.
We all do this. We listen to a beat and we go,
that's like,
and then you just put in the words now, and then you get that dope cadence with the words, and it sounds fire. This dude went into the booth and
he left it just like that.
And then the producer was like, yo, all right, are you going to go back and put the words? Like, nah,
that's it.
That is the chorus.
That's the vibe.
That is the verse.
That's the vibe.
Leave that.
That's the vibe. Leave it.
Say, yo, you said yeah, I know.
I know I did.
Actually, I'm going to dub that.
Matter of fact, did you feel that? Did you feel that? Yeah, I did feel that. Somehow you go to club and everybody's feminine. Like, what is going on, bro?
No, it's even crazier when they come back and said, yo, he said he was feminine.
Well, it's kind of
like, oh, I didn't know I said that.
It's kind of like the time you made up a dance on the fly and it was mad corny and everybody was doing the dance.
Everybody.
And
I stepped back and I said, I
wish we green screened you on that.
Everybody's doing this dumb dance.
Everybody's doing the brand new dance.
It was called the ice cream.
Come on, baby.
The ice cream. I don't remember how it goes. That's how dumb it was.
Everybody Everybody's doing.
Everybody was doing the dance, bro.
Yo,
he said, "Come up with the ice cream." This is like when the
it was
Soulja Boy had his dance. Everybody had their dance. So this dude comes out with the ice cream truck song, and he's like, "All right, you got to come up with the ice cream."
The ice cream.
I'm like,
truck.
what? I'm like, the ice cream. I can't. Where's the ice cream?
Did the ice cream? So
I
dance,
think
bro.
The dance was like churning.
Yo, they had. Stop! Give the cut it! It's done.
I had everybody churning ice cream.
No, it's over. It's over. And when they did the music video, the music video edit, it was Gil like green screen cut out at different spots of the world. It was like him on a mountain churning. It was him in China churning. It was him in Ireland. He was on a big boat in the Antarctic.
Dang. Wait, how did it even get to me?
Oh, they should have had a green screen. Oh, it would have been wonderful, man. So the whole point of the story is
I don't even know where we're going.
Yeah, be creative.
Yeah, be creative, man. You know
creative tip.
Especially when they have you create a dance on the spot.
Oh my goodness. Yo, so going back to Joyner and J. Cole, I know. I respect these brothers because they fall into it. I already know where I'm going with this. I said it evolved. CHH and hip hop evolved. Is the microphone good? We good. All right.
Nice safe.
See, CHH and I'm sorry. We just had to go off real quick.
It's definitely evolving. And
what I meant by that
point, that's crazy.
What I meant by that is the two ones that I think are the forerunners of what hip hop is becoming right now is, in my opinion, you guys can have your own opinion.
Is definitely up there.
Is J. Cole and Joyner Lucas.
Oh, you mean for hip hop?
Just hip hop. Okay. Just hip hop. J. Cole and Joyner Lucas are J. Cole's new project. I don't know. People were kind of saying, like, hinting that. Am I putting your mic down? I'm sorry. People were hinting that.
Did you?
People were hinting that. That some of the stuff sounded old, like some of the stuff might have been old Cole or whatever. But I'm sorry, I heard different. I mean, I heard old Cole, but I heard a sharper Cole, bro. Yeah, like a very sharp.
The thing
Cole.
is that he's been singing throughout all his career. He has been singing.
But not like this.
It always on me.
Not like this.
He's been singing. It's just he went more intentional, and he really thought about how his melodies complement his lyrics and how it complements the overall song. Whereas in other songs, it just sounded like he just wanted to fit that pocket.
Facts.
So that's what the evolution is that he's not thinking now just as a spitter and someone who's trying to create a tasteful song.
He's trying to nail it in every avenue.
Yeah,
every avenue.
Art.
He's trying to kill it. And then you have Joyner, who's always been hitting those marks, but he's improving. Yeah. My fear is that he becomes stagnant because Joyner, he's so sharp. He knows exactly, like, he's very precise. Mm-hmm. He's very precise. If you study his cadence, he does little, how you call it, inflections? Is that how you call it? Like he does certain things to even improve a tighter cadence.
Oh, inflections.
Okay. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Inflections. Yep. He does these little he does things with, if you go back and you study, he does things with his words, with his lyrics, where it creates, it's like forces to create a very tight to the pocket cadence. And it's super precise. Like you're gonna, even if it's off, like all right, the one that he just did right now, the music video he just did. When there was a section in there where he was just rapping, like he was just doing this weird, and it was like totally off kind of beat. It was totally like not, but if you listen, it's super tight.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's off, even though it sounds like it's adjusted off tempo, it's like sharp. So my fear is like, I feel like J. Cole can just hit precisely anything. At this point, like I could just hit wherever. Like I'm a lyricist. I understand melodic. I understand melody. I understand the lane I'm in. He can body a trap beat. He can body any kind of. He's hung with Chris Brown. He's hung with he's hanging with everybody, singers, rappers. I'm not trying to praise him. I'm just saying his artistry is superb. Like it's a fact. His artistry is superb. Same thing with Cole. Like his artistry is superb. The tracks that they've been putting out recently, dude, you can't even afford to mumble anymore.
Nah.
You can't. When you got these dudes who are creating the vibe with lyricism. Sharp lyricism.
And clear,
like, bro.
You can hear
everything sharp. No overdubs. Nah. It's all single tracks. It's not oversaturating the beat. It's very everything's precise. You notice how, I mean, this has been the trend. Creative tip, I guess. Creative tip. Back in the day, when you were in the studio and you were in the booth for my recording artist, you would always want to triple, quadruple, and cinco, whatever you call it, your tracks to try to fill them in as much as possible. You wanted overdubs over overdubs over overdubs to bring that energy. You wanted to yell in that microphone to bring that conviction. Nowadays, you're so precise that you're listening literally to whispers now. Oh, I have to make this whisper sound dope. Nowadays, they're barely talking in the mic, and the audience can hear every single sound. So now what they're doing is
it actually makes it more enjoyable.
It does, because they're mastering every little sound. So if I take a breather here, that's the breather is accounted for. Was that a good breath? No, it wasn't a good. Breathing is accounted for. Mess ups are accounted for. Joyner Lucas's new track, he fumbles through the chorus. Why? Because there's a breakup in between, and there's a skit in the middle of a music video. Now here's a skit, and you can hear him in the chorus fumbling his raps. Fumbling, like he intentionally recorded himself fumbling his raps toward the end of his chorus to introduce the skit. You talk about creativity, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on. All right.
That's crazy.
So now, I feel that in secular, J. Cole and Joyner are the forerunners of what Christian. Now they're gonna come get me. Of what hip hop is becoming, is what is evolving.
Yeah,
these guys are the forerunners. These guys, either J. Cole and Joyner, Marrio Esco Live, you heard it. Either J. Cole and Joyner are going to collide at some point, and they're going to
collab?
They what? No, collide. Or collab. They're going to either collide or they're going to collab at some point. If they collab, it's going to be a big move. Big move. Can you imagine a Cole and Joyner the way they are right now at their caliber right now? That's like,
that track's going to be crazy. I know that.
If I was what's his name? The mixing guy, DJ Khaled. That's
I would be making
that's what happen. I will be doing right there. I want Cole, Kendrick, and Joyner. Let's go.
Yep.
Every one of you. And all of you are producing your own parts in the same song. Like, I don't know if Joyner produces his stuff, but I know Cole and Kendrick do. Although Kendrick had a lot of other producers involved with his recent projects.
Even when he does stuff with Khaled, he produces his own stuff?
Who?
Kendrick?
I don't know if Kendrick was on Khaled's stuff. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I don't know.
He had to have done something.
I don't know.
I got to fact check.
I always known Cole as.
But I'm saying, like, when he does collabs, he does
doing his own thing
in general. So when he does collabs, he produces his own stuff.
Yeah. Not anymore, and now he's working with producers. Now that was always a thing that people were always wanting J. Cole to do because he produced a lot of his old stuff. They always wanted him to experiment with different sounds. Put Cole on, fire beat, And since he made that move, it was a big thing for him. He got more fans off of that. He got better. He got sharper. So anyway, so that's hip hop.
Yeah.
The secular hip hop.
Now
the overall hip hop. It's CHH. It's brothers like Indie Tribe. It's groups like this.
Yeah.
New Christian Order.
Yeah.
These Bizzle with his new Black and Blue trailer. Like it's these kinds of moves where they understand the genre and they're understanding their artistry and they're understanding the rollouts. They're understanding the I mean, I don't want to disrespect. There were people always understanding the marketing, but I feel like now the quality, even visually, is starting to improve.
Well, we've always known this. Regardless what understanding they had of business, CHH has always been a trail behind hip hop. It's always been a little bit.
It's right there though.
Where now it's like
it's right there though.
A half step.
Yo,
and they're there.
Listen to me.
Like a half step more, and they're.
And I'm an artist. I don't want to. I shouldn't be the guy giving out all the secrets, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, please. Listen to me. There's a lot of you out there who are saying to yourself, "I stay true to myself, and I'm gonna stay in the '80s." Like there's a lot of you out there that are like, I stay true to myself and I'm gonna stay in the era. And this, straight up, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, cool. Cool. If that's what you want to do, cool. But when you want to start now transitioning and taking your art a little bit more seriously,
you're gonna have to adapt, bruh.
Not even adapt. I don't even want to say adapt, because you know what adapt means? You know what adapt means? This is what it means. It means everything upgraded. So adapt is like, I gotta survive. No, you gotta upgrade. It's not survive. If you're trying to survive, then you're chasing a trend. If you're trying to, I gotta survive. No, you just want to upgrade and then do your thing with the upgrade. Everybody got these mics. I'm true to my sound, so I have,
well, also too,
an old microphone.
Like looking at it like
Home Alone or something.
You gave. Like, if someone's like, "Yo, I want to stay here in the '80s,"
a little recorder.
Right. Why '80s hip hop? Like why '80s hip hop or '80s music or '80s fashion or '80s? How come it didn't stay that way? It didn't stay that way because they found ways to make it better.
I would say this.
And they just kept improving
I would say
improving.
This. There's two different things.
So for someone to just stay stagnant in one era, that means you haven't improved, because there's a reason why they are rapping differently than back in the 80s. They found a better way to do it, a way that's more appealing.
It's not always necessary. So fashion is I know, see, it gets tricky because then there's music is subjective. You know what I'm saying? It's to each his own or whatever. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, blah, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Right? But there are objectives that if you study the craft, you find the objectives. You find the outline of the objectives. Once you find the objectives and you understand the restrictions, because there are restrictions. I don't care what you are restricted to the cost of studio time. Like if you don't got a recording studio, you're restricted to a certain amount of time to perfect your craft.
Facts.
Right? So there's always going to be these restrictions, right? So if you find these restrictions and you find these outlines, then you can now, you know how to now stretch within those restrictions. So for example, if auto-tune, right? Let's say auto-tune, melody. All right, you're trying to do melody. You're restricted to your own voice. You're restricted to your own style. So how do you evolve your own voice, your own style? How do you properly use autotune? Now you're talking about, getting a vocal coach or possibly researching lessons of how to exercise your throat. And now you're talking about, well, I'm going to have to YouTube how to use this autotune or how to use this pitch corrector to get the best quality sound that you're trying to convey in what you're trying to do. And I'm not saying that you have to evolve to do what everybody else is doing. What I'm saying is that the craft is being perfected, bro.
Yeah.
The craft is being perfected. This is no different from and now the difference obviously is in the substance or so this is no different from bro, you paid attention to your monitors throwing me off. I'm trying to talk to you, bro.
I'm listening.
Look at me. Look at my eyes.
I'm just checking for comments too, bro.
Forget the comments. Look at me. Yo, the difference is, listen to me because I'm trying to talk to you. The difference is, right? Somebody who says, I'm going to just stay true and authentic to me. Mm-hmm. Versus somebody who says, I'm also trying to stay true and authentic to me, but I want to improve the skill set. That's the difference. You don't have to sound like the singer. That's not the point. The point is, can you evolve to convey things in a different way? Can you not even adapt, but can you implement other strategies that it's just like a photographer? It's just like a photographer. Bro, did you know that if you use the f-stop on this, it will prevent the light from blasting and ruining your picture? Oh, I didn't know that. What are you going to say? No, I always use it like this. It's the old way. Like adjust the settings accordingly, perfect the craft, get better at it. That's what it is. And I feel like CHH, again, we caught up to a lot of the strategies of rollouts, project rollouts, the strategies of even outrage marketing to a certain degree. We talked about, we caught up with the building the hype. We caught up even with the multiple media sites and personalities and all these different we growing.
Yeah.
We all growing.
We really are.
It's all developing and climbing. So as it does, it's like we're still like let me get these guys off. We're still kind of like dragging a little bit behind. You know what I mean? Like as far as the understanding of the artistry and where we want to bring it. I hear people divide it. Ministry and mainstream. I hear people try to divide it.
Really?
Yeah. And for some strange reason, whenever it's considered ministry, it's always not updated. Why? Like they've divided. Mainstream is like, oh, you're doing album rollouts. Like that's mainstream. Like, oh, you're doing trailers and all. Oh, they're you mainstream. I'm ministry. I don't do it for the clicks and the glamour and the this. I'm ministry, not mainstream. But why is it when you look at both categories, right, and you look at mainstream and ministry, why is it always mainstream is more polished? Why is it always a proper rollout with excitement? Why is it always like, like a plan, a marketing
Honestly,
plan,
my opinion,
a strategy,
my
marketing
opinion,
dollars?
When I hear the distinction, I see hard work and laziness. And you call it ministry, but in reality, you're just lazy, and you don't want to call it mainstream because it requires work. Where ministry, I don't do rollouts. I just release. What about, getting the word out? The Lord will take care of it.
God.
I let go and I let God.
Yo, count the costs. How about this? Count the costs.
And it's like, what I would challenge is I would say, but doesn't the Lord require or desire the best of you?
Thank you.
Like, all throughout scripture, there's the example of the offerings being the best of the best. It was never whatever you got or scrounge up from the dirt. And no, it was whatever you can, the best thing you have, even if it's a little, if it's the best you have, then that's what he wants. But you have people saying, no, it's ministry. Okay, so what are you giving? I'm just going to just throw it out. It's ministry.
It's always lackadaisy.
And it's like, dude, that is the worst possible perspective of your ministry.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, okay, so you want me to give into your ministry, but when I look at your product, it looks like you didn't really care.
Let me ask you something.
Like, did you hire a photographer for your album cover? Or did you just sit up on the sidewalk and have your boy take a picture with your cell phone and use that as your album cover? Like, how much do you care? You know what I'm saying? You want people to invest money. You want people to support whatever it is that you're doing. And you're saying, this is ministry. This is to serve. Okay, so then shouldn't you strive for those people that are giving their money to you to continue? Shouldn't you feel proud of what you're handing them for exchange for that money? It's ministry. I get it. But shouldn't you be proud? No different than if your ministry is sermons.
Facts.
Not music. Sermons. That's your ministry. You're preaching. Does that mean you're gonna study for 10 minutes?
Right, because it's ministry.
It's ministry.
Oh, it's ministry. I'm not prideful like those other theologians who study for hours at a time.
As long as I read,
it's ministry.
As long as I read from the Bible, the God of the Word will illuminate their minds. I'm just gonna read from the Bible. I'm not,
let go and let God.
There's no need. Gonna read.
There's no need to study. I got the Holy Spirit.
I'm just gonna read from Psalms.
I don't need to. That's prideful. Study doing the work is prideful. Like, no,
I'm puffing myself up with knowledge. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So if it doesn't work that way for preaching, it should be the same for your music. It should be the same for
everything across the board. Facts.
Cleaning the church, if that's your ministry. So does that mean you're gonna buy the dollar store cleaning products and not properly clean either?
Yeah.
Like, no,
Facts.
you want to buy the best.
Yeah.
What is the one that's going to smell for weeks in this church? What is the products that's going to be smelling for weeks? Let's buy that. What are the incense we can burn? And like, you want to think, like obsessive over it almost. Like, yo, I want this to be bomb.
What was the name of that pill that in that movie that they took and then they became super smart?
Limitless.
Okay. Isn't it kind of interesting how the first thing homeboy did when he took that pill and his brain opened up?
He cleaned his house.
He cleaned his house. He cleaned his house. What does the Bible talk about when it says leadership and how do you know is a good leader? You go to his house and see if it's in order. His home.
That's crazy. Bars.
Yo, and you know what we are? Living temples. Vessels, bro. Temples. Almost like objects that house spirits. We're living temples. And God asks us to live sacrificially. Live as what does he say? Live as, see, this is where we need Curt Kennedy back. Call back in. We need the pastor to call back in. Live as sacrificial. What do you say? Live as sacrificial.
I know what you mean.
Whatever. Okay, you got me. We're temples, bro.
Yeah.
We're vessels used to just honor the Lord, bro. And that's how we make decisions, right? It's not like you and I are not even promised tomorrow. So whatever comes at us tomorrow is the decisions that we made. Either honor God or don't. It's the decisions that we made. It's either in that moment I'm going to sin or in this moment I'm going to choose to honor God. What am I going to do? Moment by moment. So this is how you prevent yourself from idolizing anything because you're not sitting there fixated on your job. I got to do this to the best of my ability. So that means I got to stay here over hours and slave over my job because I got to provide. God says if I don't have a job, I'm worse than the unbeliever who works. I'm worse than him. If I don't work to provide for my family, so I got to stay here 24/7 and neglect my duties as a husband and a father because I got to work. No. There's a time where you say, sorry, job, you don't come first either. There's a time where you got to say, sorry, wifey, you don't come first either. There's a time where because it all will prioritize appropriately when your eyes are on God first. Then everything will fit, right? And if you can't get the job done, I don't have the funds to record, to get this top notch. If you can't do that to get the job done, then you live within those restrictions and you count the cost and then you just live accordingly. Live accordingly. Yep. If I don't have the money for studio time, then I shouldn't be out there begging for money for studio time.
One thing I've learned in these past few months is that when the Bible talks about order, right? When you say live in order, that's not just order like, having your house clean and, going, having a job and, and reading the Bible to your family. It's not just those things. It's managing every aspect of your household. That's finances. That's your spiritual life. That's all of it. That's all of it.
Love it.
And even bringing back a little bit of Curt Kennedy when he was talking about just knowledge and really reading and understanding things. Those are the part of the convictions that I felt because I'm like, dag, man, how many things am I not paying attention to and prioritizing those things properly,
bro?
So this issue, like for an example, you said if you can't afford studio time, what I've learned is that if you have everything detailed, planned out, all the way down to your finances, there's not much that's impossible. You may not have it immediately. You may not be able to just pull the trigger and make those decisions right now, but with proper planning and proper insight and proper knowledge, you'll be able to execute whatever it is that you need to do.
Facts.
Including the knowledge that we need to seek in the Word of God.
Amen.
That's including that. You're seeking the Word of God and you're reading the Word of God and all that, as well as other areas in your life that you need more clarity on. Whether that's finances, whether that's how to buy a home, whether that's, how to improve within your job and get a higher pay or whatever it is. You should be managing everything excellently.
Facts.
Everything excellently. And if you do that, the fruit will bear because you're putting in actual hard work. And don't use the excuse ministry and slack. That's not godly. I could proudly say that. That's not godly.
That's gems, bro. That respect. So I brought that up just because I'm proud of Indie Tribe and what they're doing, man. Shout out to them.
These men are taking their craft seriously.
I love what these brothers are doing. I'm excited to see the growth. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us in the future. I'm excited to see it grow out. I know they're talking about adding more, possibly. We'll see. So that's dope, man. I reached out to brother already, but I'm not in the inside click like that. So if anybody got the strings to pull behind the scenes, man, let them know. That'll be dope to get them on.
That would be fun.
Shout out to Bizzle, Ryan Lamar, coming with another. I don't know if they're gonna hit me with this. Ryan Lamar's my dude. Shout out to Ryan. I love you, bro. Red Gorilla Entertainment.
Anything I should
This
be aware
trailer
of
is
when I run
crazy,
your
man.
license here in a minute?
I don't think he'll have a problem of us promoting his movie.
Nah, I talked to Ryan.
Shout out
Lamar,
to
so
Bizzle.
I'm definitely gonna get him on the show, man. This brother, man, it's been long overdue. This is a good dude too.
Slowly and calmly, can you take
But
the key out of the
let me
ignition?
let this play. I'm sorry for my listeners. It's a trailer by Ryan Lamar.
It's called Black and Blue.
It's called Black and Blue. It looks like I think it's a single from Bizzle that he's putting out. It looks like straight up a movie. May 21st premieres Black and Blue. It's straight up. It's a movie vibe.
Yeah.
It's straight up a movie.
It's crazy.
Like Ryan Lamar is pray from Ryan Lamar. I see a film producer in the making here, especially for the urban
No doubt.
community. Shout out to you, brother, man. I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm super excited about whatever it is you got going on, brother. And I want to be down 1,000%, bro.
Killing it, bro.
1,000%. I love to be involved in any kind of way, man. But
Netflix
excited, for real. Yo, brother, man. Prayers up to you guys, man. I love what's going on. Bizzle, shout out to you, man. Shout out to God over money, making dope moves.
The creativeness of it reminded me of like Peele.
Yes, yeah.
Like his
Jordan
type
Peele.
Of, yeah, like his type of psychedelic way of thinking.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah,
super like,
and it's psychedelic. Like it plays with your mind. Like, so is it the cop? Like the white cop or is it the black cop?
Yeah.
And then he's going in and the white dude is wearing the flannel and then the black dude's wearing the flannel. So you're like, all right, so which one is the actual story? Or is it both? Like what perspective?
So you saying Ryan Lamar is like the Jordan Peele of
I'm saying
Christian
it definitely had that vibe. I don't know.
Would you consider Ryan Lamar a Christian? It's funny how
this is his first
we try to claim everybody. We're like, Ryan Lamar is a Christian hip hop film producer. We're like Christian hip hop, just grab him. He's not just a film producer. He's a Christian hip hop film producer.
But that's what we do, man. We always gotta lump up something into some kind of category.
That's ours.
It's like, oh, so you're an actor. You're a Puerto Rican actor.
Yo, I don't know if I'm messing up the vibe, and dividing, but I would love to see Ryan Lamar actually make his way through CHH, like all Christian, like make his way through making films like this for other Christian artists. Imagine Ryan Lamar with Indie Tribe.
What?
Let him keep expanding with the whole Christian hip hop universe. Let this dude go out there and make his movies.
That would be crazy.
It'll be like
that, making moves like his own little
like a Def Jam, like how they put out movies, and it's the rappers. Like you got like a Belly, you make our own Christian Belly.
Wow.
You can't make a Christian Belly. How you make a Christian Belly?
You cannot have a Christian Belly. No. That's not
you see me like it's scriptures, right? Like we're dealing scriptures.
Oh, it's a Christian version.
Yo, put that in the car. We're like put it in it.
Dang.
Put it in the bumper and stuff, like hiding the scriptures. Like let's go.
You can have Vodi Bakum on the car eating a banana.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Mm-mm. No, it's like some heretic. It's like some Daystar preacher. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You're dumb, bro. Don't do that. Oh man, dope. Excited. That's what's up. Shout out to Bizzo. Shout out to Ryan Lamar. We'll reach out to Ryan and see if we can get him on. That'll be dope. Let's see what else. J. Cole, we talked about that. I was totally wrong in the other one, but I'm still gonna try to stir up the whole J. Cole versus Joyner thing. I'm gonna see what I can do with that.
If that happens, that's gonna be crazy.
Let me see. Oh, CDC, man. Hey, they're saying that you could take that mask off now if you got the vaccine.
You can take that mask and you can take it off.
Do you like the artwork that I got for this segment?
Oh, he took the mask and put it in his pocket. Yeah.
You can take your mask off now, fully vaccinated people. So now you got, that doesn't mean.
I think if
that doesn't
Trump
mean for
would have still been in
businesses, by the
office
way.
and this
Certain
happened, he
businesses.
would have got automatic likes. He would have got automatic likes, man, just because of the stupid mask being taken away.
So CDC is saying this, and the government restrictions are being lifted for those that are fully vaccinated to take off your mask, but that does not apply to
all you sheep.
To personal businesses. Businesses still have the right to say, no, it's mandated to wear the mask in my store.
Yeah.
Because you got people out there that are just taking off the mask and doing what they want, and I can't believe I'm even talking like that because we already know the mask are kind of ineffective.
It does nothing. I'll say it. It does nothing.
Oh my goodness, bro.
It's an aerosol, people.
Bro, they had on...
if you can breathe,
I don't know
you
if
can
you guys
get it.
saw this. What's the name of that statue of Jesus? Where in the famous Jesus statue in Brazil, in South America?
I don't know what the name
where he
is. But I know
stands
exactly
super
what
tall.
you're talking about. I seen Rio.
They put a projection of wording projected onto the Jesus saying vaccination saves lives or something like that.
On Jesus.
On Jesus. The Savior. It reminds me of the time where Moses lifted up the snake when they were getting bit by poisonous snakes and dying in Exodus, and God blessed Moses with the snake on the staff, I think it was, and when he rose it up, anybody who looked up to it, they would be healed from the poisonous snakes. They're looking up to it. It was like a type. You know what I'm saying? Pointing to Christ, the Savior. Look up to the cross. It was some stuff like that. On the Savior, you're putting vaccinations save lives. The Savior.
Even though it's not really the Savior, but there's just the idea of it.
But it's the concept.
Yeah,
it's the concept of Jesus. It's not that it's a real Jesus, but you know what I'm saying. It's an idol.
Yeah,
but it's the concept.
It's the message you're
trying to tie into a biblical character that this saves lives. You know what I'm saying?
Like him.
This idol saves lives like this idol.
Take this. Because it'll save.
These idols all save lives.
This saves like this.
Yo, it's crazy, bro. It's
gross.
Yo, in New York, what they doing? What they doing in New York? They're giving you French fries and a burger.
Look, right there was hilarious.
Yo, we'll hook you up with a burger, man.
Not only that, but all the major parks.
They're giving
all the major parks. So you can go to the Statue of Liberty. You can go to the Bronx Zoo. You can go to all the major all the major New York places or landmarks or whatever. They're offering for free if you got the vax. Trust the facts.
Wow,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I wanted to tell,
but that cheeseburger one was ridiculous.
Yo, they're giving out weed.
I can't believe they actually filmed a politician guy or whatever saying, "If the next time," I quote you not, "the next time you think about the vax, think about this.
Think again."
That is the vax. Hey, kid you not. That's exactly what they said. That's the vax. Delicious. No, the vax ain't delicious. They ain't squirting it in your mouth.
They're giving out weed.
They're squirting it into your
weed
arm.
too.
Huh?
They're giving out weed too.
They're giving out weed.
Yep. No, I'm not lying. They're giving out weed.
I didn't hear about that one.
In New York, they're giving out weed.
I did not hear about that one.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Get an ounce. Nah. Get the vax, get an ounce. You know? I don't know if it's an ounce. It's probably like a little nugget. It's like, wow, yo, good job, man. Here's a nugget. But thanks, man.
You want to feel the max? Get the vax. Here's a dime bag.
Here's a dime bag.
Just people are crazy, man.
Get the vax, get a dime bag. You know? Sounds like a good transaction, though.
I can't believe these people are handing out weed.
Yo, wait a minute.
Passes to
So
parks
you got people
and cheeseburgers.
You got people locked up in prison right now for selling weed.
Yep.
And now they're giving out weed for vaccinations.
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, that's not even funny. Time out.
Yeah.
That's not even funny. Let me stop myself. Goodness, I should smack myself for that.
Why? That's a
because
fact.
people are in jail.
Yes.
For them giving out. Bro,
Selling.
come on,
Well, they
man.
were selling.
Yo, prayers for all those people that are locked up right now in jail for something.
How about the guy who's sitting in the area where they watch TV, listening
and he's looking
to
at
them? Hey, we're giving out marijuana if you get the vax.
That's
and he's
foul.
sitting there like,
That's foul.
I'm doing a bid right now for doing exactly
I'm
that.
still up in here for that.
Interesting.
Yo, it's crazy. Meanwhile, it's still legal federally. I mean, illegal federally.
It's illegal
so.
federally, yeah.
Yeah.
That won't be for long.
You don't think so?
Nah. They're making too much money. It's at this point, the government would be dumb not to.
So I guess according to CDC, you get the vax, you can relax.
Oh.
And now
on your own supply.
And now what they're doing? Let me stop. All right, cool. I got to stop it.
There's a lot of crazy
I got
stuff going
to
on
stop
right now,
it.
But I mean, it's getting to the point where they're almost making.
Yo, let me be clear about my. Let me be clear about my stance.
Depending on where you go,
let me be clear. Can I be clear about my stance?
Go ahead.
I don't know enough.
Me, same here.
You know, I don't know enough. I want to be able to make a clear decision based off facts and evidence and truth.
Yep.
I don't know enough.
Yep.
I don't know enough to say, don't get it. I'm not going to be an advocate yelling, don't get it. No, I'm not going to be on either side. I just don't know enough, and I'm gathering my facts just like everybody else should be doing. That's it.
I heard, I think it was your mom.
That's reasonable.
I think it was your mom who said it. She's like, there's already stats of people who have gotten the vaccine. They're not getting sick.
I will wear the mask and do all the necessary precautions that you need to do to keep people safe. It's not to be reckless and sloppy or any of that. It's just simply to make sure that you know all the facts. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
There's no way that there's enough time and there's enough evidence to truly rule out any long-lasting side effects that this thing is going to give in the long run.
Now, if your job mandates it, what then?
Yeah, if they mandate something where I get fired if I don't do it, then that's different. I have to provide.
You're not going to be,
I'm not going to have my pride over my family. That's different. But if they're saying, no, you don't have to choose it. You can still live your life, go to grocery stores, go shopping, do whatever you need to do. You just have to wear a mask. Whatever. I'll comply. It is what it is.
Put your mask on.
It's just a stupid mask. I mean, I've been wearing it for a year now. What's a few more months, and then it'll be done and over with for everybody. Because I know for a fact, I mean, herd immunity, they have all these different things. All these people getting the vaccine at alarming rates. There's no way or necessary for every single American to have to take it, because in reality, that's not happening. You have thousands upon thousands of people who are homeless who are definitely not getting the vaccine. So you're going to sit there and tell me that every single human being is going to get the vax? No, realistically, not everyone. And they can't be mandating masks forever. They're just going to elongate it for those who don't. And that's fine.
Facts.
Whatever. I'm cool with it. But I'm definitely not taking the vax until I know more. When I know more and I see more data that this thing is a viable solution that doesn't have long-term effects, like the flu vaccine has been tested for years, hundreds of years, I'm not trusting something that was just made in a year. Sorry.
Facts.
That's just me. I'm not advocating and preaching this. If you feel to take it and you have, all power to you. God bless you. But I'm just speaking for me, and I'm sure Mario, probably feels the same way. I don't know.
I'm just, whatever they say. There's a lot of crazy things happening right now. It's like just, gathering my thoughts, just looking at everything unfold and just trying to make sure that we honor God step by step, day by day. That's it. Yeah. Do your job day by day, do what we do day by day, and then we report. I guess. All right, yo, we're gonna jump into this.
Which reminds me, man, I think we should find out.
We're gonna go a little later today.
If the vax is gonna be required for Cali. For the GH3.
That's a fact. We got to figure that out.
Is it required or not?
I'm gonna. This is Apologist calling in. Shout out to the Apologist. he called in real quick to give the announcement of this next feature track, The Apologist and Curt Kennedy, The Most High off of the Drawing Board album. Shout out to Christ Centric. They're the ones who released this project. Here's The Apologist.
Yo, this is The Apologist from Christ Centric, and you're listening to Marrio Esco live. Right now, you're about to hear a new track by The Apologist and Curt Kennedy, and it's called The Most High. Peace.
Love you, brother.
Dope.
Here's The Most High.
This is Apologist, Curt Kennedy. I lounge with the lyricists, boasting how really is. Even when they shut me up, the spirits of ventriloquists. Sovereign he really is. Stop him, nobody did no cough, and he came back and scoffed him. He really lives. Options he really gives. Morpheus and Neo, but something ain't right. Me and the Speedo, the Beatles with heroin needles. Sometimes life offers no sequels. Coronavirus got me re-examining prequels of my lifetime. I never ran from a fight except for those who like to fight crime. Prison time, not mine. There's wild stuff coming. COVID, it took my man's cousin. Then you got people believing they can't touch them. They most high, thinking they most fly. They bugging, they came from bats. Who's down the Louisville slug 'em? But nah, godliness lacks this. And AI, take that serious, even when talking about practice. Most try, but they'll never be the most high. Even if they smoke good, we know they most die. When they say they God, we know they most high. Cause Jesus Christ is the most high. Most try, but they'll never be the most high. Even if they smoke good, we know they most die. When they say they God, we know they most lie. Why? Cause Jesus Christ is the most high. Back when Channel I was sparking madism, I was in between schisms, fighting that inner wisdom. I knew the Lord was calling, but I was looking at him like the last dude you choose on your team when you street balling. A product of the fall, like long sleeves in autumn. His eye is on the sparrow, but mine was on who could snort him. Flipping the birds, not with my finger, but with my fingers. Donna would test my cracks at every new batch I bring it. It was awful, the wholesale crack, and I was Costco and also had a couple of hush, whatever, unlawful. Plus I'm thinking everybody's the narcos. Catch me in the net with flicks on me holding that cargo. Nah, bro, I'm Black Caesar, and hell was eager. They come at me, I'm coming back. I celebrate Easter was me, BC, somewhere in PG, also in DC. Satan, he did me dirty, so Jesus will have to bleach me. High. Most try, but they'll never be the most high. Even if they smoke good, we know they most die. When they say they God, we know they most lie. Why? Cause Jesus Christ is the most high. Most try, but they'll never be the most high. Even if they smoke good, we know they most die. When they say they God, we know they most lie. Why? Cause Jesus Christ is the most high.
Super dope. Shout out to The Apologist, Curt Kennedy, The Most High. Check out the Drawing Board. Fire. So, brother, man, Apple.
What are they up to now?
Apple. Storing data on thousands of customers on Chinese servers. I don't know, and censored apps to please the government that controls most of its supply chain. Sorry. So I don't, I don't know, like now with all this stuff about racism and this and that, like, it's just like,
so what? Oh, so
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so just the fact that they're Chinese servers, they're upset.
Yeah. So they're storing data, and customers are like saying, what I don't want my information stored on some other government's servers. So people are having issues with that. I mean, how do they regulate those things? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even know.
Because what happens with business and war? Like, there's business and war, right? Like, there's companies overseas doing companies with other countries, and then there's government agendas happening at the same time.
And I mean, the thing is that, like, I would want to know what the agreement is. Like, so the servers are there. Does that mean that because they're there, China can just go in anytime they want and look through all the information?
I mean, we know the U.S. can.
Or they're just machines that are just there. They just happen to be in China. Like, that they're using those servers.
No,
from China.
It's their servers. So they're the ones who manage their own servers. That's how it works. So whatever traffic is coming in, whatever information data is funneling through my servers, it's my servers. I have access to see all that data. Whatever data you're allowing me to have through, what was it? Apple's, I guess, applications. I think that's what they're talking about. Let me see. Tim Krug approved using servers run by Chinese firms to store customer data. Company sources told New York Times.
All right, but I'm gonna look.
That would make it easy for authorities to access the information of millions of Chinese citizens. So is that Apple now? Because we're both. So what are we doing here?
That's what I'm confused.
So Apple's funneling data through the Chinese servers? Like, I don't understand, man. But it's reported. This is what he's doing. There's data being stored on servers in another country right now.
I mean, when I hear stuff like this, the first thing I think of is, who is the company? So we got Apple. Apple has been one of the most trusted companies when it comes to data.
We reported recently that one of their applications was a scam. You remember that?
Yes.
And somebody got robbed from that application that they installed from the Apple Store. They verified and approved the application.
I'm not going to sit here and say that the Apple is perfect. I mean, every system has flaws. No system is uncrackable. Every system can be. I mean, how many times has a government
we
been
live
hacked?
in an imperfect world. So,
the government has been hacked before.
Oh yeah. Look at gas, right?
Yeah, look at the gas thing that had just happened. They got hacked. Like, you would think that these things would be impenetrable. That they have the greatest minds to not allow these types of threats. They happened.
Yeah.
So Apple is no different. But their reputation as a whole has always been good with information. So now this thing happens with, the COVID and all that, and now all of a sudden we're not trusting because they're in China? Like, it's just weird to me. Like,
what's weird to me? What's weird to me is that we're living in an age where they're building an identity with your information, and not only our government has it now, but now it's being stored in other governments. It's bad enough that our governments have access to it, but now it's being stored in other. What are the implications of another government having access to your information? What information and data do they have access to?
But now this is another side of how I'm thinking about this situation. It's like, okay, right? They're upset that these servers are in China. They don't want their information over there. Blah blah blah. The last administration was already heading in this direction by completely disconnecting from China, and that's why they severed ties, and people were like, oh, they shouldn't be doing this. But look at all the things that have happened in regards to transparency and all the things that were leading up to this, right? It was a smart decision to just sever ties and let's just do us.
Yeah.
In all regard. Mm-hmm. Manufacturing, fuel, all of it, brought it back to the United States.
Yep.
One of the first things that changed was everything went back. And now people are upset because information is over there? Like, what do you mean? We've given up two major resources, gas. We gave that back, and manufacturing, which was something that was brought back over here. We were making more. It was more American made.
I don't think it's that, bro.
So it's just weird to me how now there's an uproar. Like, wait a minute, information is being assorted.
Yeah, because it's you're giving now another government access to your personal information. That's what it is. What are they doing with it?
Facts. I agree.
What are they doing with it? Your passwords are stored.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are these
account numbers, everything.
Everything is stored, bro. Everything
ID information, social security number.
It's a wrap. Like, your identity is on the internet. It's a wrap.
Yep.
It's a wrap. It's done.
Even the registry of motor vehicles, that's online.
Bro,
so somebody hacks into the registry, all your information.
Tell you what, too. It's like this. It's this bad. If you get an experienced hacker, right, he can legit find out everything you looked up, everything you entered, everything you typed in. Like, these companies do have the ability to destroy lives.
Why do you think? Why do you think that all these companies, all of a sudden, when you're on YouTube, you hear all these commercials, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I do. VPN. Get VPN.
Yeah,
subscribe to get VPN. What VPN is that it doesn't allow the browser that you're using to track everything that you're watching, everything you're doing, all your keystrokes.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Because people can hack into Google, people can hack into these systems, and they're going to be able to see every single thing you have done. So I understand the
Yo, put it like this. Number one, know that everything is tracked. Know that everything is recorded, documented, and stays there. Understand that other people have. Understand your data's being stored in China servers.
Yep.
Sold. Understand that it's being sold and whatnot. Just do this. Just live as if God is watching you at all times. Because guess what? He is. Who cares about the people who have eyeballs on your traffic? You should be caring about what God is thinking about.
Yeah, especially if you're a Christian. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Facebook is watching me.
You can only protect yourself as far as I know. We protect you. I get it. Like, do what you got to do to protect yourself. Be smart. Do what you got to do to protect yourself. But at the end of the day, you should be living a godly life anyway. You should be seeking righteousness. This shouldn't be something that other than personal information like your medical record and all. Like, you know. If your concern is what I'm searching, you know, I know it's privacy. I know that's an argument with that, but just live as if God is watching because He is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to. I understand my rights and to my privacy. I understand that. You know what I mean? But there's hackers, and just know that there's how you call it? What's the word for it, man? There's vulnerabilities in every system. Just understand that. Be aware of that. Yep. There's vulnerabilities in every system. Twitter now is offering premium subscription.
That's crazy.
They're very smart because people have been yelling for a while now. I want to edit button.
They leverage this so dope.
Very dope. Go ahead, bro. You sound like you already know it's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, basically, people have been yelling for the undo button or unsend. Whenever you create a tweet, you know, you always put a tweet out and then you're like, dag, I wish I could delete it or edit it. And you either have to delete the whole entire tweet, and sometimes it already had comments, it already had all these things, and you're like, crap, I have 50 comments on this and I said the completely wrong thing. Yeah. I wish
this is great for cancer culture. Like, this is
exactly.
Wait a minute.
They have some pretty dope feetures too. For
if you pay, you can get rid of your your bad facts. You can edit your bad comments.
Yeah, don't Trump wish he had that feature. He'd be good right now. Yo, for $2.99, you'd not only be able to undo. That's not the only thing.
For $2.99, you could save yourself headaches from the cancer. You can save
yourself from being canceled.
Oh my god! For $2.99 a month.
$2.99 a month. It's worth it. Yo, you can also save your tweets and have like your bank of your favorite tweets.
That's hilarious.
Which is pretty dope. And I'm pretty sure they worded it like when you want access to your tweets, your favorites. Who wants access to a favorite tweet? First of all, like, you're like, yo, you remember when I tweeted this? Yo, check this out. Look at it. I got it right here in my bank. Like, who cares about a tweet? But I believe now that we're in the age of NFTs and you can sell tweets, now you'll have instant access to tweets that go viral. You can save it and be like, oh, that's a tweet that I could sell in the future that somebody might want as an NFT. I feel that way. I think that's the main reason for that feature of saving a tweet. Because I'm sorry, there's no show and tell for tweets. No, ain't nobody walking into a party and be like, you ain't gonna believe these dope tweets I got saved. Nobody cares. But they gave you this feature for $2.99. What else did they give you for feature? You can save tweets.
You can delete tweets. You can delete now. No, imagine you couldn't delete. They're like, now.
Oh, wait. And the deleted tweet thing, you get a time limit. So it might be like 10 seconds. So you post a tweet, you have 10 seconds to delete it, to edit it, or change it, or whatever it is.
You can. There's an undo button.
Yeah, but you have a limited time. It's a few seconds.
Wow, that's pretty
whatever
dope.
time that it is that they give you, and then once it goes live, it's live. Even with your paid premium feature, once it goes live, you're done, son. So they give you the ability with a time limit.
It auto renews every month. Can be canceled at any time.
Yep. No questions asked.
Yearly subscriptions option offered.
No, not yet.
Not yet? $3. Twitter expects $3 a month from a user.
No, you got to pay monthly, but they haven't really explored the whole yearly thing. Like, just pay one fee and then you're good for the year. Which I'm sure they're gonna do that.
This is exactly what these companies are gonna do, bro.
You have all these big Twitter companies.
Look at Gmail.
They would rather just here.
Look at
$100? Boom.
Look at Gmail. Create your free account. Gmail. Everything's Gmail. You sign up, you subscribe. Everything's Gmail, right? All of a sudden, hold on. I don't have enough storage in Gmail.
Oops. Oh, you need 5G.
Sorry.
Yep. You need 5
you
gigabytes?
Gotta pay up.
5 gigabytes is the standard. You might need 30.
I wonder if they calculated the average time it would take for somebody's Gmail to be, okay, in an average lifespan, it takes 10 years for them. By the time these kids are 10 years later, dude, they're doing it with my kids right now for school. They got good Gmail accounts from school. And then over time, just keep it because you subscribe to everything.
You're telling me when they're creating these subscription services, they're not thinking of every facet of it. Like,
brilliant. Okay,
so when they subscribe, when they get the service, they'll be able to have it for about this amount of time.
Yep, but
we'll be able to introduce the subscription slowly, and it's not really a subscription because you're asking for more memory. You're asking for more space.
Yes.
So it's not really a subscription.
That's so funny.
They're just asking for more space.
Yeah. And literally, it's a button that they push to be like, all right, here you go.
It's genius.
You can sell you.
Actually, Apple just already gave me my notification that I need to upgrade.
Oh, look at that.
They're not stupid, man. These people are business, bro.
And
it's a genius business because and then look, this is the perfect time to do that subscription because everybody's using their cell phone to take pictures after pictures after picture after picture.
And then it just
you're
stores up.
You're a YouTube person. You're using your phone constantly to create more and more and more and more and more content. You're using up that space.
So wait, nowadays you're paying Apple for the phone. And then you're paying for the service.
Space.
And then you're paying for space. Oh, wow.
You're paying for accessories.
Brilliant.
You're paying for, man, it's ridiculous.
And then consumers we're just like, yeah.
And then and then on top of that, they're like, hey, they're comfortable. Let's change the battery now.
Yes, yeah.
They're comfortable. Let's change the cord.
Hey.
Let's change the cord.
Let's take the power option out and let them figure out how to charge the phone.
I got a new idea. Take the phone jack out.
Let's take all
Make
the
them
buttons
buy
out.
Bluetooth.
Hey, let's not allow them to turn it on and off. Like, what the heck is this, bro?
We'll see if they can figure out how to turn off their own phone.
Hey, no buttons, no. Like, what are you guys doing over there, man?
It's ridiculous. I won't be surprised if Siri is going to be a subscription. I guarantee it. They're going to be like, if you want Siri to book appointments for you, pay this. And you could just tell Siri to book an appointment for you.
Let's make it impossible to text or call. Yeah, this is a great strategy. Apple has always been known to lock up all their devices. You need a professional technician for every device. There's no way that you can open it. Like they're very brilliant with how they design their devices for you to stay locked to them.
The one thing I didn't like with their new phone is that the charger is huge. It's like, I'm so used to Apple being that sleek, like everything's small, compact.
That's not good.
You know what I mean? Their battery, like the ones that they sell for the new 12s. That thing is monstrous. It's like a block like this, no lie. It's huge. Whereas the old charger was small, right? Anchor just came out with a charger the same size as the old iPhone block, the little tiny block, and it's just as powerful as the Apple, standard block that they got. That's huge.
If I was a businessman,
I'm like, yo, what's up, Apple?
If I was a businessman, I would be investing all of my attention of creating some sort of universal dock station device for everything.
They do have that.
Yeah, but I mean like everything. So like how Apple is doing, right? Just like how Apple is doing. The Apple TV, the Apple Music, the Apple. Okay, I take it back. Apple's already doing it. I'm just dumb. Yeah. All right, my bad. Apple, continue.
They have everything.
Sorry,
literally everything you can think of.
Cool.
And Google ain't too far behind. They got something for everything too now. They got glasses.
Right now, corporate is predominantly like is not Apple predominantly. They're starting to lean toward Apple. It's only because
corporate companies.
They use like Lenovo.
Equipment?
Yeah, they like corporate companies. You don't use mainly Apple products. because it's expensive.
It's mad expensive.
It's really expensive.
Crazy.
The only
companies
ones
that do that, when I have walked into businesses and I see everybody with Apples or
No,
everybody
that's
with
a
tablets,
lot of
and I'm
money.
like, yo, these people must be balling, bro.
Because even the regular, like the Lenovo laptops that we get, they're not Apple. Even they're over $1,000. You know what I mean? So the Apple PCs are for like graphic designers, marketing. Like those are the ones that are messing with like editing software.
Yeah, I mean,
video
for the most part,
photo
Apple is meant
editing.
for creatives.
Yeah,
there's a reason when you get an Apple, it comes with iHome, it comes with GarageBand,
Smart.
it comes with all these things that are for creatives.
Facts. But yo, we over our time. We're about to get up out of here. We love y'all. It was dope having Curt Kennedy on. If you missed it, I highly recommend you go back, check out Curt Kennedy. And we're gonna cut out with our next featured track. This is Gazelle, Oh Well, off his latest project, Pardon Me.
Super fire.
He has a video out. Go check that out. And shout out to Gazelle, man. Super dope, man. I love the direction, man, for Christian hip hop right now and what everybody's doing, man. It's an exciting time, man, for real. Keep us lifted in prayer too as we continue to serve. We got another special guest next week. We're lining them up. I'm excited about some of these. We got some more heavy hitters
really
down
dope
the line.
interviews coming.
Yeah, man.
Really
And we're bringing back the whole focused on just, you know, creative arts and more professionality in that area to continue to serve, man. It's been a long journey. It's been dope, and we're still learning. We're still being convicted, molded. We want to stay faithful to the platform. We want to stay faithful with building it up, and being a part of, you know, the uplifting of the genre and encouraging and unifying and pushing forward. So keep us lifted, keep us in prayer. Till next week. Hope you guys will bless.
Y'all.
We love y'all.
Nos
Here is
vemos.
Gazelle, OL, grace and peace.
This dude is a fake and a liar.
I walk in the room. Oh, chill, bro. It's all high, man. Cool. Hold on. I walk in the room and it smell like jealousy. I show them love that I'll never get back, but that's fine because I'm not a charity. Thought I was dead, but I'm bad, that's why I don't react when someone try to bury me. How do you act when you know for a fact that the love isn't real, you don't care for me? A lot of you weird to me. I cannot hear what they telling me, I just can't buy what they selling me. I rather use my own recipe. Why would I look back at things behind me? I don't even care about who's ahead of me. I lay a drug in the store for comparison. I keep it quiet and they call me arrogant. Oh well, I guess I might as well let them have it then. I was being good, but now I'm bad again. In New Orleans, stunning like my dad again. Got on black like they had a rabbit in. Life a trip, I suggest strapping in. Saw the truth of what was really happening. Told myself that I would never rap again. Oh well, 2020, what a year. A lot of people that I love didn't make it here. A lot of things really made me shed tears, made me feel pain I never thought I'd feel. Oh, they say they full of faith, but I see fear. Y'all should not fall for their appearance. I know they be hating while they cheering. When I step, I shift the atmosphere. I go where I want, I don't need clearance. I got more than talk for interference. They think it happened fast and now they fears. I know they only try me cause they curious. They look at me and they see perseverance. They see a light they know they can't experience. They lack the courage like a lonely mirror. Call them up and tell them what you want. I just want some bass up in my trunk. I just wanna love her when I'm sober, the same way I love her when I'm drunk. When I hugged her, I smell like a skunk. She looked at me and know I want the same. I forgot the reason why I came. I've been trying to block out all this pain, man. I walk in the room and it smell like jealousy. I show them love that I'll never get back, but that's fine because I'm not a charity. Thought I was dead, but I'm bad, that's why I don't react when someone try to bury me. How do you act when you know for a fact that the love isn't real, you don't care for me? A lot of you weird to me. I cannot hear what they telling me, I just can't buy what they selling me. I rather use my own recipe. Why would I look back at things behind me? I don't even care about who's ahead of me. I lay a drug in the store for comparison. I keep it quiet and they call me arrogant. Oh well, I guess I might as well let them have it then. I was being good, but now I'm bad again. In New Orleans, stunning like my dad again. Got on black like they had a rabbit in. Life a trip, I suggest strapping in. Saw the truth of what was really happening. Told myself that I would never rap again. Oh well.
If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to check out my Facebook music page, Marrio Esco 1. Again, 2 R's in my name, the number 1 at the end, Marrio Esco 1. Be sure to like and follow that page because I like to give updates on who I'll be interviewing and leave a description on what we'll be talking about. And I also like the real-time one-on-one back and forth interaction. If you don't have the time to join us on Facebook Live, be sure to check out my podcast. It's called Marrio Esco Live, 2 R's in my name. Again, you'll see the white silhouette of myself with the cross underneath. Be sure to subscribe to that and follow the link as well to whatever podcast you're using or however you're receiving the podcast, and leave us a review. We love to hear feedback. You can also hit me up at music@marrioesco.com and just hit me up with some feedback and ways that we can improve the show or the things that you like and enjoy. Any type of feedback will be highly appreciated. Grace and peace.